Good morning, students. It's time for English and we'll start Unit 5, Invention. Now, what is invention? It is a thing or the process of making something that has never been made before. Why do you make these new things? To solve some existing problems. From the morning when you wake up till at night when you sleep, or even while you are sleeping, we are always using these inventions. The current world is full of inventions. Now let's start with this chapter. Activity 1. This unit is about inventions and inventing. Look carefully at the picture. There are many things in it. Name as many as you can in English. Now, when you see this picture, what do you see? It's a normal photo of a city where there's road, there is traffic, behind that there is a mall, and there is even a camel cart. Now, that was in general, but when you point out specific things, you see a moped, there's a two-wheeler, and its mirror can be seen. There is a lady with her handbag who is walking. Behind her, there is a camel cart. Camel, there is a man. There are wheels in the cart. Then there are some trees. There are many cars. There are various people who are driving. Then there is auto rickshaw. There are two-wheelers. There is umbrella. Then the building is there where there is mall. Then various such things can be named. In your list, underline all the things that were invented. Now, of all these things, human beings are not invented. Trees are not invented. Animals are not invented. So, all other things are which are man-made, which man created. Those are inventions, like the handbag, the wheel, the two-wheeler, the car, then buildings, two-storied buildings or so, and various things. If you make a list, you can underline all this. The poster is there, that pantaloon's name, if it is lighted, all these things come under inventions. Let's start activity 2. Do you know who invented the light bulb? You may know the name Thomas Edison as its inventor, but often one person is remembered for inventing something that many people helped with. Edison didn't really invent the light bulb by himself. He used earlier inventions by other people and he had a large team of people working with him. Edison did not really invent the light bulb, but he did make it better. So, we know Thomas Edison as the inventor of light bulb, but he was not the first person who invented the light bulb. Even before he made it commercial, he started selling it. Other scientists had invented light bulb 40 years before Thomas Edison, but they were not easily available to all. Plus, they were not as good as that every household can use. The life of the light bulb, which was first invented, was hardly 10 hours, or not even that, much less than that. So these early bulbs had extremely short lifespans and were too expensive to produce or used too much energy. So when Edison and his researchers, they focused on improving the light bulbs that they can be used by all. So they did various experiments and they made a bulb which lasted for 14.5 hours. And then finally they came up with a solution which gave the lifetime of up to 1200 hours. So that can be used by domestic people. And this way, with the help of inventions by other scientists, Edison took help of those scientists, took their ideas, and then he created the light bulb which was used by all. Edison saw a big problem with the earlier inventions for light bulbs. They did not last long enough and they were not easy to make in large numbers. Edison worked with a team to solve the problem. They made the first light bulb that lasted long enough and could be sold for use in homes. So, what did Edison do? Earlier inventions for light bulbs were there, but they did not last long enough. Like they took lots of time in being created and they cannot be produced in large numbers. So a single bulb took more time and even that bulb did not last long enough. So Edison worked with a team of researchers to solve the problem. The problem that the bulbs last longer and they can be produced in large numbers so they can be used by all. They made the first light bulb that lasted long enough and could be sold for use in homes. That way, they sold it. That way, they patented that light bulb which can be used for domestic uses, not just by scientists but by all. Do you know any other famous inventors? Perhaps you know who invented the printing press or the telephone. These famous inventors saw a problem just as Edison did. Edison saw that people needed light after dark, but that the light bulbs of other inventors did not last long enough or could not be made cheaply so that many people could have them. Edison solved the problems. Inventors solve problems. So we use various things, but do you know any other famous inventors who made changes? Every day there was a time in history when people thought that all the inventions that can be made have already been done. We cannot do anything new. But even till date, various new inventions have come and they just change the problems, like they solve the problems, like you know who invented the printing press or the telephone? Printing press was invented in the 15th century, I mean to be specific, in 1440 in Germany. And the invention of telephone in was done by Alexander Graham Bell. Before that there were no telephones. And printing press, with the help of printing press, the problem of writing by hand or writing so many things like printing press can be used for newspaper. Like we cannot just imagine a single person or too many people are just busy writing the newspapers. So with the help of printing press, so many problems were solved. So what did these famous inventors do? They saw a problem and just as Edison did, they tried to solve it. Edison saw that people needed light after dark, but that the light bulbs of other inventors did not last long enough or could not be made cheaply, so that many people could have them. So what did Edison do? He saw the problem that inventors have created light bulb, but that he saw the problem with that light bulb, that people need light after dark, but the light bulbs of other inventors did not last long enough and even making them was very costly. So he made light bulbs that can be made cheaply and so that all many people can have them. So Edison solved the problems. And that's what inventors do. They solve problems. That's all about the passage. Do you know who invented the light bulb? Now let's do meanings. First word is invention. You all know what is invention. We have studied certain inventions last year and you know the difference between invention and discovery. But still, invention means something that has never been made before. Second word is often. It means frequently or many times. Now, students, mostly you are doing the classwork activity where you have question answers, but today in your homework, you have to list 3 real problems that you know about that might be solved with a new invention. You have to think by yourself and try to come up with the problems. Current days, you see various problems in the world. So how can we solve them? It may be related to corona It may be related to monsoon, or it may be related anything. It's totally up to you what you think that this is a real problem and it needs a new invention. So that will be your homework for today. You just have to list the problems. You don't have to write what will solve the problem, but those real problems which can be solved with an invention. Okay? So that's it with English. Do your homework and enjoy your day. Bye.